Okay, yes, we both know that Amazon gives customers a free 30-day window to return items. So the question is, what do we do as Amazon sellers? I mean, do we get these items back? Do we get reimbursed? So in this video, I'm gonna answer your questions and I'm gonna go over 3 strategies on what you can do with your Amazon returns. Plus, make sure you stick around as I have some bonus tips for you on the things that I've learned after selling $1 million last year. So there's a research that Coca-Cola did in the 1970s. They found out that if there's an unsatisfied customer, they will tell 9 to 10 people about their experience. And this is how Jeff Bezos and Amazon changed the world by satisfying its own customers by giving free returns and shipping to all of them. But it's also good to step back to see that everyone deals with returns as well. Take a look at retailers like Walmart, Home Depot, Target, and even your grocery stores. Next time when you go in, take a look at their customer service line. Chances are those people are returning items that they did not like. So understanding this will help you better prepare and come up with a plan. General Matthew Ridgway was a highly respected military officer, and he has this motto behind his desk. The only inexcusable offense in a commanding officer is to be surprised. As a business owner, you don't want to be caught off guard. You want to make sure you see the whole picture and knows the ins and outs of your business. So this is an overview of what an Amazon process returns look like. First, a customer decides to return the products. Then it goes to the Amazon warehouse. Then after that, Amazon will then check it out and they will determine whether it's A, sellable, or B, unsellable. Let's go what happens if it's a sellable item. So if it's sellable, Amazon simply returns that product back to your inventory and you're good to go. You don't have to do anything. But what happens if Amazon says it's unsellable, and how do they determine that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's the answer. A return item is classified as unsellable for the following reasons. The item is not the same condition as previously listed. It is defective, damaged, open, lacking required labeling, prohibited, or otherwise unsuitable. The item may pose a health or safety risk to our associates or to the next customer who buys it. Examples of these may include, but are not restricted to, consumables, personal care products, and products with expiration dates. And here are other questions or concerns that gets brought up frequently. But first, we thank Amazon for building in a feature where we can actually track these returns, similar as you have a tracking number if you are ordering something online. And you can pull this information in your Amazon Seller Central, so that way you have data and knowledge. So for example, you can tell which item gets returned the most, so that way you completely avoid it, or you can find out if there's something wrong with that specific item. Because if it keeps getting returned, there must be a reason. Like I was selling these scissors last year that was supposed to cut metal. It was a great product with a low ranking, great velocity, and I could buy it for cheap. So I ended up buying 100 of them, and little did I know, after they check in, about 50% of them were returned. It was crazy. So immediately I knew something was wrong because it was getting so much return, and little did I find out that the description of the item was not matching according to the customer's satisfaction. So the lesson learned was to double check the item and make sure the product description matches, as you are just gonna get returns for having the wrong product itself. What if I get a return and it's open, used, damaged? Do Amazon reimburse you for that? The answer will depend on who's the suspect. If it was Amazon's fault, like maybe one of the workers damaged it at the warehouse or it was damaged during transit, then Amazon will simply reimburse you for that. It's Amazon's fault and it's actually in their policy, so that's the reason why. If it was the customer's fault, then us as business owners, we do have to eat up the cost. This then leads to, why do we have to eat up the cost? And the short answer is that it's just simply part of business. You know, we own the business. We are pretty much a small business retailer, and Amazon is just a platform that we are using. And at the end of the day, it's our product that we are providing to the customers who ends up purchasing it. By the way, guys, make sure you comment down below for additional questions that you may have regarding Amazon or returns in general. I'd be more than happy to help you out. And make sure you watch till the end, as I will be sharing some bonus tips that I've learned and make sure how you can reduce your returns as well. Here's another question. What if a customer doesn't return the products at all? So the answer to this one, as I had mentioned earlier, is you can actually track these items and returns, and if a customer doesn't return it, then you simply get your money back. And just keep in mind, it can sometimes take up to 60 days for you to get reimbursed, so just be patient on that terms. All right, now I'm going to share some 3 strategies with you guys on what you can do with your Amazon returns. So what can you do? The first one is you can simply return it back to Amazon. Many people don't actually know this, but you can sell used or refurbished items to Amazon. This is how I started. I was selling used college textbooks where I would find either in thrift store or other websites where I can get them for cheap. Second way is you can get creative by using other platforms. And there's a million of them out there. You know, think about eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Market, Poshmark. I mean, the list goes on. Yes, it might not be as easy as Amazon, but it's a great way for you to liquidate your products and get your money back. And these other platforms makes it possible for you, and sometimes you can even ask for a higher price than Amazon. It just depends on which platform. The third way is you can donate it. You can donate your returned items to charity. And by the way, did you know you can actually get tax credit for this? It's definitely a great way to give back to your community, but you can also, donate to your friends and family. And my family loves this. They hit up my garage whenever they come over, and because everything is free, they obviously love it. So now here's the bonus tips I've learned along the way, aka mistakes I've made along the way, so that way you don't have to. So the Coca-Cola study I had talked earlier is really important because us Amazon sellers, we need to keep our reputation in good standing. So that means having good feedback and having 5-star reviews. And to do that and reduce your risk of returns, you want to avoid fragile items. I'm talking about like glass, cookies that can crumble easily during transit, and you don't want to take the risk when it arrives to the customers, as Amazon pretty much takes care of that. But again, you don't know, and chances are these fragile items can break easily during that shipment. And the more you do it, the more you can recognize. We can almost use our common sense to not buy a certain product just because it might break during shipment. And you also want to avoid high return categories like shoes, jewelry, and sometimes electronics. And if you look through the product description, Amazon just makes this easier for you. So let's take a look here. They have this feature where it will say on the product listing, frequently returned item. And I also recommend browsing through the reviews. They should only take you a couple seconds, and also sell items that are only 4 or 5 stars to make sure it's a great item. And remember, don't see returns as a loss. See as a way to get creative whenever you have it. And make sure you guys watch this video. I created a product prep guide for you, so that way you can prepare your products properly to lower your returns. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later.